Najee, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe. Najee Harris, he's been a big topic of conversation in Steeler Nation because we got Jalen Warren on this roster, and Jalen Warren brings a different type of dimension to the Steelers offense. He is more of a shifty back. He is better at receiving the ball, and he really runs very ferociously. He's got speed, makes guys miss. Like, he did some crazy stuff in that game against the Baltimore Ravens. He had a one play, he hurdled, did the spin move, and then Heisman the motherfucker right on the same play. It was amazing. And Jalen Warren's a great athlete. You got to give props to Jalen Warren. He's an undrafted guy that worked his way and earned his way onto the Steelers roster, and you got to love the underdog story. And I think everybody in Pittsburgh loves and buys into that underdog story, and they want to see Jalen Warren succeed because he's been a productive back for Pittsburgh. You can't deny it, especially in terms of yards per carry. But this year, his yards per carry are not that great. Najee Harris has a better yards per carry average than Jalen Warren. And the rumor and the speculation right now is that he's going to be traded. And you might say I'm just some guy on YouTube, which is fine. That's a fair criticism. I am just some guy on YouTube, but I am a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And it doesn't really take an insider to know. It just takes a real fan that actually has watched how the Roonies in the organization do business. And this is a guy that broke Franco Harris's record. This is a guy that ran for 1,000 yards last year, even though the first 7 weeks of the season he had a steel plate in his toe. And this is a guy that's running behind an offensive line that's one of the worst ranked offensive lines in the entire league right now. And this is a guy that has some of the most broken tackles in a single season and some of the most broken tackles in a single game. So Najee is a power horse runner, a power back, and these are two totally different backs. And the idea, it was somebody from USA Today or something, basically saying, "Oh well, he's not that productive, so maybe the Steelers can trade him." They're not going to trade him. This offense is terrible right now. You're not going to trade a guy you drafted in the first round that has thrown, that has ran for 2,000 yards or basically 1,000 yards each of his seasons. He's over 2,000 yards, and he could still have a breakout game. The Rams, outside of Aaron Donald, really don't have that great of a defense. And this is a game you would think Najee Harris can actually step up and have a big game. This is a game you would think, like the Houston game, that the Steelers offense would actually step up and look like a competent offense because they're going up against a defense that is not that good, which is the Rams defense. I only really know Aaron Donald on that defense and Ahkello Witherspoon they got, and he's not even their starting corner. And the Rams they have two running backs that are injured that are not going to be playing in this game. So that's big for the Steelers because we've been giving up some yards on the ground and we've been giving up some yards in the secondary. But, the defense is on the field the whole entire game. So, of course, they're going to give up yards if you make them sit out there every time all game. And we're basically last. We are last in the league in time of possession, which is terrible. And we got to get it going on the ground, obviously. And this guy has one more year on his contract after this season. Same with Jalen Warren. So the debate that who's better, who should start, we shouldn't be debating on who's better and we should be. The fact is we have two solid running backs on our roster. That's just the facts. Najee is a good running back. He's a solid running back, and he's proven he could be a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. First year, second year, and he still has a lot of games to prove that he can get to 1,000 yards this year. But you got to get him the ball. We got to figure out how to utilize both these players' abilities. Like, you could use Jalen Warren kind of like a Deebo Samuel, kind of like a Christian McCaffrey. Maybe not so much as Deebo at the wide receiver, but you could have them both in the backfield. I've been saying this in all my videos. You can have both them in the backfield at the same time, and you can shift Jalen Warren out there as a wide receiver, and you could do a lot of different things, or you can start him out as a wide receiver and then shift him into the backfield and do a lot of things before the snap with pre-snap motions with Jalen Warren, with Najee Harris to get a beat and a read on the defense, and that would help Kenny Pickett out a lot. So Matt Canada's got to get creative with these players, and the whole team is going to have to start getting creative with these two dynamic backs that have different types of skill sets, and you just got to put them in the best position to utilize those skill sets. So putting them both in the backfield and using Jalen Warren kind of as like a decoy to where you can motion him out to wide receiver, start him as a wide receiver, and then motion him into the backfield. It would be a good step in the right direction. And maybe even throw Najee in there at fullback, because we really don't have a real fullback on this roster, and you can use him as a lead back that can block, and you can give him a little dive up the middle. So the idea that Najee Harris is going to be traded, or the Steelers are even interested in trading Najee, is just insane. It's not going to happen. I don't know where people come up with this, but they just write stuff because it sounds good, and they see the bunch of fans acting like Jaylen Warren is better than Najee. And to me, we got two solid backs that can be very productive, and we just need to figure out how to utilize both of their abilities and put them in positions where they can utilize their skill sets to the best of their abilities. So I just wanted to talk about this. I mean, this is a big topic of conversation right now. Najee, Jaylen should get more reps. It's pretty much been a topic of conversation ever since the offseason began. So Jaylen Warren's been earning himself more reps, and he deserves more reps, but the idea that we're going to get rid of Najee is just silly, and it's never going to happen. So I just want to get my take on this. Talk a little bit about how I feel you can utilize both of these backs, to their best of their abilities, and, get a little content up for the channel. This is going to be a big game against the Rams. I think this game could go either way. It's pretty much defense versus offense in this game. The Rams' defense is pretty bad, and the Steelers' offense is pretty bad. So we're going to see who steps up. But they're very injured right now, and the Steelers are very healthy right now. So this is a game, even though we're a 3-point favorite, I got to think Pittsburgh's going to win this game. I really do. Pittsburgh is going to win this game. I think Najee starts to get it going a little bit, and we're doing different things on offense now. It's actually looking maybe not as bad. It's getting a little bit better, and to be honest, it can't get any worse. So with Deontay coming back, Pat Freiermuth coming back, Anthony McFarland coming back, and the Rams missing two of their starting running backs in this game. I think they have a few injuries on defense as well. Steelers are going to have to take advantage of this game, and we're going to have to get this game. We can't let this game slip. We let one slip against Houston. Now this is a game that I had us winning before the season started, and this is a game I have us winning still this weekend. And it'll come down to the trenches. Like every game at the end of the day, you could say it all day long. The game, football's won and lost in the trenches, and turnovers are game changers. And Matt Stafford's been turning the ball over a lot. He has 5 interceptions. Kenny Pickett's been turning the ball over quite a bit. He has 4 interceptions. So whichever quarterback doesn't go out there and try to do too much and just takes what the defense gives them and just picks up positive yardage, they're going to win this game. And Kenny didn't have any interceptions against the Ravens. It was his first multi-touchdown game in his career. So hopefully the trend continues, because I think Kenny might be trying to do a little bit too much out there, trying to force it, trying to hold on to the ball too long, and just trying to, push it down the field when there's easy checks he can take. And with Deontay, I think we can get the ball out quick, get the ball in his hands quick. And even in those things with Jaylen Warren, motion him out as a receiver, motion him into the backfield. You can throw quick screens, quick little things out to Jaylen Warren just to get the ball out quick of Kenny Pickett's hands, get some positive yardage, and just get a little bit of momentum going. And once you get that momentum going, the offense is going to start getting a little bit of swagger. And, hopefully they'll put some few drives together. And I think this is a game where we're going to see the offense not break out, but at least play competent NFL football, to where, they give the defense a little bit of break this game, and the defense is just going to do what the defense does. Force turnovers and sack the quarterback and pressure Matt Stafford, and maybe force a fumble, make him force it. And, we get the turnovers like we do, we should win this game. But if Kenny goes out there and just throws bonehead interceptions, obviously we're probably going to lose this game, because if this offense gets up quick on us and we're playing from behind and the defense is out there all game long, I just don't see this offense being able to come back from behind from anybody. So hopefully, they can give what we did against the Ravens, but it's going to be it's tough for this offense to come. It's tough for this offense to even pick up a first down right now. So we'll see what they do. They need to put some drives together this game. And we need to see some production out of the offense. And I just want to talk about this. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. I think the rhetoric that Najee is going to be traded is crazy and it never happened.